Boom! What's up, Chinch? Good morning, my man. How
What's
we
up,
doing?
buddy? What we got? Tuesday today? Every day
Yeah,
seems the
late
same.
night. Did you have a late night last night? A little Monday Night Football. I
You
know you
know,
break stuff down.
it was on its way to be an earlier night until freaking Adams pushes the attendant at the game. Unbelievable.
Oh, incredible.
I mean, I guess we can start with that. Like,
Yeah,
I get your emotions get run high, right? But that's crazy, man. You can't go pushing people. The guy wasn't even looking. Did you see it?
yeah. It wasn't good. Like the guy got in front of him, and then he just pushed him, and he went flying. The guy was he a camera guy, or
It
he
looked
looked like
like a
he had no
boom
equipment
grip,
or something.
like one of the like boom grip audio mics or something like that. Anyway, either way,
Yeah,
either way,
yeah,
we went down pretty fast. Adams apologized, but the Raiders, man, that
yeah,
franchise. First of all, you signed Adams, so you gave him a lot of money, and him and
yeah.
Carr were supposed to be the hookup, and they were early in the game. It looked like they were gonna actually upset him, and then, dude, Travis Kelce, 4 touchdowns. That guy's
It's
unbelievable.
incredible. Well, he's a stud, man. It's good for my fantasy team too because I think the big Lambruschi we picked up Kelsey.
Oh
So
my God! So you're gonna dominate
yeah,
this week. You haven't
that's a
been.
big that's a big one right there. And but you know what, you know one thing, dude. When you watch those guys, Mahomes finds a way to do it every week.
Oh,
It's almost like you think back to
he's a
that.
magician.
You think back to the playoff game last year when it was 13 seconds to go. Josh Allen takes them down, they score, and Mahomes somehow 2 passes, boom, they kick
Mm-hmm.
the field goal and win it. Like
Yeah.
Mahomes is just one of those guys where they're never out of it because he's such a good athlete.
Yep.
Then you got a target like Kelsey you can go to at any point. Guy's so big,
Mm-hmm.
so fast, and so athletic.
Yeah.
It's a fun team to watch, dude. It's a really really fun team to watch, and they just every week they're must see TV in the NFL.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Mahomes is putting up numbers. I think he's going to pass Marino for like the most touchdowns at this age or this season. And remember
Yeah.
Marino when he came out the first 2 years, he threw 8 million touchdown passes. It's like, and then
Yeah.
the other thing is like Andy Reid is so dominant. Like his offenses are just so dynamic, and like
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
rid of Tariq Hill, and they're just as good, maybe even better than they
What
were
did
last
you
year.
see with Juju Smith-Schuster, who played, obviously for the Steelers for the
Yeah,
last 5 years, said he's learned more in the first 5 weeks with the Chiefs about offense than he did with 5 years in Pittsburgh.
oh my
I mean,
God, that's
that's not a
crazy.
great,
That's crazy.
that's obviously Andy Reid and those guys are doing something right.
I know. Wait. Oh, hey. So we were going to start with something else, but when you asked me if
Oh,
my night was
oh,
late, that's why. You have a
yeah,
story.
yeah. Well, no, my buddy Ron Sorensen, who's he's a huge fan of the show. So what's up, Ron? I know you're listening, brother. But I went over. It's Sarah's sister's father-in-law, right? So we went over. He owns this awesome marina over in Lake Hapakong, here in Jersey.
Nice.
And so we went over there, and we were, going to. He was his birthday, so we're going to say hi and check out the marina and stuff. So Sarah and I walk in, and I'm like, man, where is he? He's not in the He's not in the arena. So I look out, and Ron's riding this this little one of those electric bikes. You know what I mean? Which
Yes.
if I got an electric bike, Chinch, we'd have all kinds of problems. You know what I mean? Those things, you think you know how to ride a bike? But these
Yeah.
are like it's like a motor. It's not a motorcycle. It looks like a
I
bike.
know exactly what you're
But
talking
it just yeah. So like here comes Ron. He comes ripping up the hill, and I'm like, there he is. So as he's coming up the hill, he goes in past this boat. So now I can literally see his head and his torso. Bro, it looks like Hawk or Animal from the Road Warriors back in the 80s clotheslines him.
about. What?
Boom. I'm like, hey, there's Ron. I go, boom, there goes Ron. Oh my God.
He
So
went
I
down?
go run. Dude, there was a rope that was connecting one of these
Oh my
signs
God.
to say, hey, come into the marina and buy a boat.
Oh
He didn't see
man.
it. Almost gets decapitated.
Wait, like in Star Wars when the Ewoks pulled the thing?
Dude, exactly. He looked like he was riding one of those things in the Ewok. He came across, pulled the thing. Ron gets clotheslined. He goes down. I go running out there. His son Ryan's like, "You all right, Dad?" I'm like, "You all right, Ron?"
Jesus.
He gets up, kind of shakes himself off. He's bleeding a little bit, but
Oh my God.
anyway, Ron's okay. But I just thought of that story.
It's
Oh
unbelievable.
my God, it was incredible. But I know Ron's listening, so hope you're all right, Ron, man. I hope you didn't have to
Jeez,
go to the
Ron.
hospital or anything. But let's go. Watch out for those Ewok things. They'll take you out at
Ewok
some
ropes.
point.
That's a good pull. I haven't said the word Ewok in 25 years, I don't think. By the way, when I was a kid, the Ewoks were my favorite. And then I just read recently that, like, You remember Jar Jar Binks in like the more recent
Yeah,
ones, and everybody hated
yeah,
that because they thought it was like a sellout
yeah.
character. I didn't realize people thought the same thing about the Ewoks back in the day with Return of the Jedi. Little known
Oh,
fact.
did they? Oh,
Yes.
dude, I used to love the
Oh,
Ewoks.
they were adorable.
Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
mom died. One of them died in Star Wars. That was the scariest thing. That was the saddest thing back then. You remember
One of
that?
the Ewoks.
One of the Ewoks like got hit by one of the explosions from the
That's
fucking.
right. And they were who were they? Who were they good friends with? I think it was Han Solo. One of the characters? I think it was, or it was Luke.
It must have
Somebody
been
was like really close. Somebody was close with the Ewoks. Tell it.
no
Hey, if you're
Leia.
listening out there,
No,
oh,
Leia.
was
I
it
think it
Leia?
was Leia because she was trying to help their. I believe it was Endor. Oh man, anybody who's like a hardcore Star Wars fan who's listening to us right now, like those crazy Star Wars fans, they're probably so mad. We've probably gotten
Yeah,
like
my
nine
brother.
details wrong. Anyway, let's.
Dude,
Why don't we move on to something we know, and that's baseball.
we know
Four.
Star Wars, bro. We know Star Wars.
That's
Don't
true.
don't don't sell us short, dude. We know Star Wars.
Chewbacca's my favorite ever. Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. All right. Anyway, so where do we want to start? Let's go Phillies Braves real quick. You got Suarez, Freed.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man. That's gonna be a tough series for the Phillies as far
Mm-hmm.
as just the pitching goes. With that rotation is so good out there in Atlanta, and it's gonna be just a great series because I think the Phillies are really coming in their own. Winning that first series against the Cardinals gives them some confidence. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if those wild card teams getting 3 games or 2 to 3 games, depending on if you
Mm,
swept. But you're the one thing about baseball players, we're creatures of habit,
yep.
right? We want to play every night. You pride yourself in being a grinder, playing every night. Those wild card teams now with that 3 game series, they're still
Momentum.
playing, they're still staying sharp. Yeah, the teams that won it,
Right.
hey, that's nice and everything, but you got a 4 or 5 day layoff, which
Yeah.
is a big deal
Your
for
Tigers team
baseball
that one year,
players.
right?
Dude, yeah, exactly. When I was with the Tigers in '06, we had 6 days off. We came back to the World Series and we just couldn't get going.
Mm,
But if you can't get going, the series is over. You're like, what just happened?
yeah.
You're like, well, we just couldn't get going. Like,
Right.
so it's going to be interesting to see it because this is the first time baseball's had this 3 game series with the wild card. It's going to be interesting to see if
Yeah.
there's a little
The
rust of
after
the teams that have
effects.
been sitting.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Exactly.
got on teams that are saying. The
Yeah.
other cool thing, I hadn't watched too many Braves game this year. I love when they turn the lights off in a stadium and they do the chop with their lights. Have you
Their
seen that?
phones?
Yeah,
No, I haven't seen it.
dude,
Oh,
it's
that's cool. I haven't
unbelievable.
seen that.
I don't think
Oh,
they
that's
call it the
awesome.
chop anymore. I don't know what they call it, but
Yeah, whatever they call it. It's not
the
politically
the
correct.
cell
It's called
phone
chop.
the cell phone dance. All right, how about M's Astros? You got Gilbert and Verlander.
Oh man, well, it's just Verlander's going to win the Cy Young. It's incredible what he's doing. Coming back from Tommy John, and listen, I played with Verlander in '06 and '07. There's no one that prepares like this guy. Nobody in the big leagues. Remember when we had Schilling on. For anyone that hadn't watched that Kurt Schilling show, go back and watch Schilling because he talks about how he used to prepare, how he used to sit down with Veritek and break down every single hitter, how to attack him, what his weaknesses, what Schilling's strengths were that day. That's what Verlander does. And Verlander goes through the whole. Excuse me, bro.
Sure.
I feel like I just ate a bug. He goes, Jesus. He goes, oh my God, I'm all right. Don't need to call 911.
Oh my god.
But getting back to Verlander, he goes through the whole lineup and breaks down that film and really likes to look at, where to attack each hitter. And I think he does it at another level. And I think that's why he's aged so well too. Obviously he prepares so well, but he prepares so well physically and mentally getting ready for the game plan of the game.
Yeah. What's he like on game day? You play with him? Is he like
Oh, dude,
scary?
bro, don't say a word to Verlander on game day. Yeah, he comes in, he's locked in. You can see, gets to his locker, he starts his routine right away. Gets to his locker, gets going, starts his routine. Off we go. I used to love guys like that. You know what I mean? They toe the slab. You're like, man, this guy's ready to go. I remember Denny Nagel.
Mm.
Denny Nagel, when he was with the Reds, dude, he'd go to a move every day he would pitch. Whenever he would pitch on the 5th day, he'd go to a matinee movie. I was like, what'd you see today, Nate? Whatever. Star Wars. You know what I mean? And
So
but he
cool.
would come in. But as soon as he would come in, you knew he saw a movie, have his headphones on. He wouldn't say a word to anybody. But come 7 o'clock, he's ready to go. used to love watching starting pitchers' routines because they were all
Yeah.
so different, but
Yeah.
they all have one. They all have one
Yeah.
for game day.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah,
that. All
yeah.
right. What else we got here? Oh, Quantrill, Garrett Cole. This is a big series. Guardians could win this
Yeah.
series, right?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a big series. The Mets won. I mean, the Yankees won 5 of 6 games against the Guardians this season, but obviously it's postseason time. You know what I mean? At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, it's postseason time. You know, that's all done with now, and it's time to, now it's time to get after it a little bit. Cole, it's nice to have Cole for game one, but Cal Quantrill's been great for the Indians too. So that's going to be a good pitching matchup.
Mm-hmm.
They're two different teams, man. They're two different teams. I think the 50% of the home of the runs for the Indians, I mean for the not the Indians, for the Yankees are by via home run.
Mm-hmm.
So they really rely on the long ball, right?
Yep.
And they also rely on the walk too. They get on base a lot. The Guardians, on the other hand, they don't hit the home run. I think they're 29th in home
Right.
runs, but they're the lowest percentage of strikeouts too. So they don't strike out. They put the ball in
Yeah,
play.
that's good. Like they're a team
So
that can battle with Cole more so than like a home run hitting team, right?
right, exactly. But it's interesting. They've won both their games. Game one against the Rays, they had a 2-run homer by Ramirez and then a walk-off by Oscar Gonzalez. But they only scored 3 runs. So the bottom line is the Indians are really going to have to pitch and really going to have to play great deep. I mean, not the Indians. Jesus, Guardians.
Yeah.
The Guardians. So many years of the Indians.
Yeah.
The Guardians are really going to have to pitch and really going to have to play great defense, to beat the Yankees. And the Yankees, listen, I think at the end of the day, you're not, we've seen in years past, you can't just rely on the long ball,
Yeah.
to win. I think LeMahieu being back and being healthy in that lineup is huge for
Yeah,
that lineup.
that's the question. How healthy is he? If he's healthy,
Right.
he's such
Yeah.
a key. He's such a key.
He's such a key because he hits good pitching and he's a tough out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just want guys that are punching out in a lineup. LeMahieu's a guy that's going to give you a tough at bat. He's going to hit good pitching late. So that's a big thing. And Rizzo's game tested, battle tested in that lineup. You know what I mean? I think as far as being winning championships with the Cubs and everything. So it's gonna be a great series. It's gonna be a lot of fun. 2 totally different teams, and also a great managerial matchup. I think Booney's one of the best in the business. So is Tito. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. Then we got Padres, Dodgers. Urias has been unbelievable. Clevenger, when good though, can shut you down. He can go toe to toe when he's right.
Yeah, he can, but he's really given it up this year against the Dodgers. Hasn't had a ton of success, but he's got good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Urias might be the Cy Young Award winner. This kid's an absolute stud, and what a luxury for Dave Roberts to look at that rotation that he has and be able to mix and match the way he does. The season series, the Dodgers are 14-5 against the Padres in every offensive category and pitching category.
Wow.
It's not even close. They have dominated across the board.
That is unbelievable.
But like Bob Melvin said after the workout yesterday, hey, listen, we're glad we're not looking up seeing we're 18 games back, 20 games back, 30 games back.
Yep.
Now it's 0-0. It's the first 1 to 3 wins in a 5-game series. So at the end of the day, the Padres feel good about, it being 0-0 and not having to chase that. But at the end of the day, when you look up and down, this Dodger team is potent. When you got Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman as your 1, 2, and 3, they're 3 of the best hitters in baseball.
Yeah.
With Justin Turner having a really nice year too, sitting in there. I mean, they got some sticks, and they got they're tough defensively. They're tough in the bullpen and that rotation. So Padres have their work cut out for them. But hey, listen. Having some of the guys in the rotation, they do too with Darvish and the way Musgrove pitched the other night. Yeah. They're nothing to roll over on. No. And I think Soto is going to be the key.
Yes.
The stars have got to show up, brother. The stars have got to show up, especially on the Padres side. This is the reason he went out and got Soto. He had a couple hits the other night. Maybe that gets him going because he really hasn't done much since he's been with the Padres for this last couple months.
That's awesome. Good stuff there. By the way, I'm going back to your strikeout thing. I found a good note here. Lowest strikeout rate in a 2022 season. Guardians number 1 with 18.2. Here's the thing, though.
Right.
Top 5, Guardians, Astros, Mets, Cardinals, Blue Jays, then the Nationals. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the top 5 teams, guess what?
Are in the playoffs.
All playoff teams.
Exactly. Isn't that funny? And you know what, brother? Everyone talk about, well, it doesn't matter if you don't strike out. Batting average doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. Go check out the postseason numbers and go check out the guys that are, that are that are the good hitters, are getting, they're close to 300. They're the guys that are hitting good pitching. So
Yep.
it does matter. Like at the end of the day, when
Yeah.
you get here, it's a different equation.
Got it.
And Chich, you've also seen a few times in these games, guys bunting guys over,
Mm-hmm.
stealing bags, doing kind of the things like, oh, nobody bunts anymore. Nobody gets guys over. Well, guess what? In the
Mm-hmm.
postseason, the pitching's so good, runs are at such a premium. You better find a way to get guys in scoring position. You better find a way to string together 2 hits because the long balls, these guys are good. The pitchers in the postseason are here for a reason because they're the best in the business.
I love it. If there was, let's do this. 2 tough questions for you. First one, of these 4 series, give me one series that could most likely be a sweep, and by who?
Good question. Wow. I don't think there's going to be any sweeps in these series.
Ooh,
I
that's
really don't.
nice.
I think the Astros, if there's one team, the Astros are really good. I think they would have a chance to maybe sweep.
Mm.
But I don't really think there's going to be any sweeps in these series.
Wow.
Obviously, the Dodgers are potent, but I got a feeling that the Padres are going to at least win a game out there.
Wow. Yeah, it's exciting. I don't even know what I'm looking
Yeah.
at. But these are exciting. These are good matchups because you really can't say. Because even you said the Astros. I mean, Astros at home that's very, very dangerous. But Seattle's scrappy. Phillies are scrappy.
Yeah.
Phillies need to get it would be probably the team that could use the win in game 1 more than anybody is the Phillies, just to kind of,
Big time, dude. The Phillies' backs are against the wall. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And if that could be a sweep series too.
Yeah.
That one, if the Braves get really hot and they come out the gates and the layoffs didn't hurt them offensively, that's a really good team though.
Nice.
But they played each other tight. They were 11-8 during the season, so
Yep.
it wasn't like they played each other a lot. They're very familiar with each other. So
Yep. It's going to
I'd
be
be
exciting.
surprised if they swept.
Yeah. But these do seem like good matches. Other than the Mets not being in there, I think that would probably have been the biggest surprise. But again, like nobody would have said, "Oh, the Padres beat the Mets in the playoffs." Like if you said that at the beginning of the year, you'd be like, "Of course they did." Like so.
Right.
Yeah, this is crazy. We got really good teams here. It's going to be exciting.
it's
Are you
gonna
going
be
to watch
really
every game? Are you going to be watching?
Yeah. Well, today I'm working tonight at the network. I'm on late. I'm on the late show. I'm on after I believe the Yankees played the late game, so I'm on like tonight with Greg Amsinger and Harold.
Do you have a
Reynolds
Phil
at
show in
12:30.
between? Do you have the Phil show in
I
between?
don't think so. No.
So just to
don't.
pull the curtain back a little bit for fans. So there's 4 games.
Yeah.
This is how the network
Yeah.
works. I'll kind of explain. It's pretty cool. So there are teams devoted, like producer teams that are devoted to pretty much each game. Some maybe 2 games. But the thing is, the crazy part is you're kind of trying to get a post game show out for one game, but you're not really covering the other game while it's going on. So, like, how many times, sometimes, like, dudes are running in and out of the studio, you guys are, to kind of like, oh, we got to do a post-game show for this game, but hold on, I got to run back out, and then we got to keep our eye on the Astros game. It's a fun day over there today. It's a really fun day.
Yeah. Well, dude, for you guys back in the day, Chinch, producing that stuff, getting guys in and out and doing the shows and the wheels and all that stuff.
Oh.
So, yeah,
The wheels.
it is fun, man. This is fun for us, dude. It's fun for us, too, because
it matters. Like, every day matters.
It matters. Yeah, exactly. This is
Yeah.
when it really matters. Yeah.
It's almost like it's like watching football every day now, because those days on August 15th when you're there, you're like, man, gotta get through the season. But now it's exciting.
Well,
all right.
It's worse as a player when you're like 30 games back.
Oh my God!
15th, and you're going, oh my God, we have a month and a half to go. It was terrible.
Ugh, that's gotta be horrible. You're just playing for pride and playing for yourself by that point, right? I mean, you're playing for your team.
It's devastating. Yeah. Well, dude, there's nothing worse than coming to the yard and playing for your stats.
Ugh.
You want to play for the team. You want to play for the push to the postseason. So being on teams that were terrible is so much harder than being on teams that are good because those games matter. Teams that are good, August, September matter. So you come to the yard, you're fired up.
Yeah.
Like these guys coming into the game tonight, they cannot wait to get to the yard. They cannot wait to get their routine started and get going and get ready to play. So it's an exciting time for the players because this is why you play the game. This is why you play 162 games.
Yes, that's good. All right, well, we're gonna have a fun day today. What else we got? I think we've said it all. We got Wookiees in.
Yeah, man.
We got Chewbacca in.
Yeah.
We got the
Chewbacca,
Ewoks.
the Ewoks.
The Ewok Adventure.
What was your favorite Star Wars movie? Let's go back to the original ones.
Okay.
The ones that we grew up on. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
I mean, from a sheer like blown away when I was a kid, the original one, I apparently watched every single day of my life until I was like 9 years old. Like we had to like get a new tape. We like burnt the tape out and get a new one. Like that was when I was a kid. Like R2D2 was, oh my god, I was obsessed with R2D2 when I was a kid too. I had an R2D2 laundry basket. Yeah. What about you? But see, I love, I think also, now I'm getting nerdy here. I think when I was a kid, I thought Return of the Jedi was really fun because like they kind of win in the end. But a lot of people say that Empire Strikes Back is the best one because like it's so much doom and gloom. And you found out that spoiler alert, that fucking Vader was Luke's father in part 2. So
that's right. That's right. Oh, dude, I think the Return of the Jedi was a favorite for me. Yeah. I loved it
like
too. Jabba the Hutt, all the stuff he had. Yeah. Han Solo being frozen was incredible.
Oh, that was amazing.
Incredible. The fight with Darth Vader and Luke.
Yes. I mean, yeah. And Jabba the Hutt was just amazing.
There was just so much awesome. But Jabba the Hutt was great. His character was great. Yeah. Boba Fett.
Yes.
Boba Fett had more of a role, which was awesome. I love Boba Fett. He was my favorite character, bro. Matter of fact, Sarah and I were in Target yesterday, and I was going by the Star Wars. Funny you said this. I was going by the Star Wars figures, and I said this. I was like, the kid in me wants to buy all those figures right now. Like the little kid in me wants to, like I used to when I was growing up. And my favorite figure was Boba Fett.
Yes.
I just used to love the Boba Fett figure. It was just incredible.
Yeah, the helmet was pretty
So I think that was a big reason I loved Return of the Jedi too. Is just
the scene when they rescued Han, when when Luke just comes back like as a badass Jedi. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and just starts taking people out like in an epic rate.
Yes.
Incredible.
Great. Yeah. Oh man. Well, there we go, folks. There's we got another movie in. Oh, hey, some point this week we're gonna review all of Tom Cruise's movies. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just don't say anything bad about him, dude, because those Scientologists come get you.
You'll have cement boots on in the bottom of the Hudson River.
Yeah. They're probably listening right now. They can probably hear it through the Zoom record. It's like Chinchimino and John Casey. Said something about Cruise. Nobody says anything about Cruise. I'm telling you. It's terrifying. Anyway. All right, bro. Well, we'll do it again tomorrow. Let's go watch baseball.
Yeah, we got Lambuski tomorrow, don't we? Big Lambuski.
Yeah, Big Lambuski. Chomping at the bit already.
He's ready to go. Dude, he's like texting me already like, hey, I got so many things to say. I'm like, all right, your time's coming, baby. Wednesday morning, the Lambuski's on.
We got to set a clock on him. Set a clock on the booth so he rapid fires himself. All right.
Exactly. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow, bro. We're going to have baseball. All the stuff tonight, and we'll have some football stuff tomorrow too. So
fun day. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get after it, buddy.
Love you, brother.
Love
See you tomorrow, man.
See you.